One, two, 1, 2. Yeah. Put this in right here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, shit. All right. All right, welcome to another episode of the Black Box. Now, right now, as you can see, we ain't in our normal place. But that's because I'm at the homie studio. You see it behind us. All right. So, I said I'm going to go ahead and jump on here and do this one because I need to go ahead and discuss it. And I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason I'm discussing it is because it'll do some numbers. I said, outside of that, I probably wouldn't even, nah, it's not true. I would do it, but I just wouldn't do it as fast. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, we live in the kind of world where you got to get this stuff done as soon as possible. So that's why I'm doing it like this. Hold on, let me see if I can't turn it in. Ooh. There we go. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, that's better. That's better. All right. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to discuss this because I feel like I need to discuss this at this particular time, simply because this is what does numbers, and unfortunately, the game is about numbers. Don't ask me. I ain't had nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stand up. I just do. I really just rather do the stage, and that's it. But that ain't how I go, right? You got to be able to get out here and put the numbers up, because even the clubs want to know what your numbers are like. Number. So there's only so far I'm gonna go though with the sellout. Yeah, I'm not doing too much. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm gonna do what I can do and still maintain being me. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what? Hold on, let me do something. Let me do that real quick. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I'm gonna still do what I can do and maintain being me at the same time. All right. So here we go. Let's go ahead and start this. Dave Chappelle's new special is out now. The Dreamer. And so what do I think about it? Well, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I don't ever say that a comedian's work is not good. So let me just throw that out there. Now, I'm not saying that his stuff really is not good either, so don't insinuate that. I'm just saying I don't say things, or I don't say comedians' work is not good. So that means that I would always say that it's good. Because to me, if you go on the stage and you present something for this format, to me, it's good, period. I don't care how it goes over, you know what I mean? Plus, also, a lot of times, what a comedian, the end result, whether it's good or not good, sometimes depends on the crowd, too. You know what I mean? You can say, well, a comedian's not good because he might have had an off night. But then he can take that same set and go to another crowd and it killed. You see what I'm saying? So it's too speculative, you know what I mean? So I just say, did I enjoy it or not? You know what I mean? And yes, I enjoyed it, okay? A couple things. There's a lot going on right now about him talking about the trans community. And yes, he does not disappoint. He goes right back at the trans community again. I don't know what is with him in the trans community, but I think it's funny. It's hilarious to me that he keep doing it. But this is what you gotta understand. Okay, I don't know Dave Chappelle, so I can't say that Dave is punching down. I don't really understand that either. We'll talk about that in a minute. Though they say he punching down, but I don't understand. Me neither. Yeah, I don't get that. You know what I mean? But whatever. Here's the deal. When it comes to the trans community, I don't know why he focuses. Okay, that's wrong too, to say that he focuses on the trans community, because he doesn't actually focus on the trans community. He just brings the trans community up. It's not like the majority of his special is about the trans community. You know what I mean? It's not. It's just in it. He does talk about it. Now, why he talks about it, I don't know. I don't know Dave Chappelle, so I don't know why he talks about the trans community. What I can tell you is this. From my perspective, I think it's good that he talks about the trans community. And the reason I think that it's good that he talks about the trans community is because comedy can't be comedy if you have limits. It can't be especially a person like Dave, who has been in the game since he's 14 years old. This man, all he knows is comedy. Like that's his base. It's comedy. So you would protect the thing that most that's your foundation. The thing that centers you most, you would protect the most. Stand up is his center. He's been doing it since he was 14 years old. You see what I'm saying? So that's going to center him more than anything else. So is he going to protect it? Yeah, he's going to protect it. And the thing is this, if he can't talk about the trans community, then he can't do his art. Because what's starting to happen, everything is a roll on. You know what I mean? If you can't talk about trans, then you can't talk about gays. Then you can't talk about the lesbian community. Then you can't talk about, I don't know, rappers. Then you can't talk about ballerinas. And, you know, pretty soon, what can you talk about? You see what I'm saying? But everything starts from somewhere. So if for nothing else, for him just protecting the right to be able to speak about what you want to speak about in order to bring humor to that, I think that should be protected. And so if the trans community, you just got to deal with it. I mean, to me, he's honoring the trans community more than he is insulting them, because he's treating them like he would treat everybody else. I mean, if you want to be treated equal, then you should be treated equal, which means if you talk about everybody else, you should be talked about too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. And the other thing too, I don't see that he said anything really offensive about the trans community. You know what I mean? It's not like he said they nasty or they disgusting or they immoral or nothing like that. It was just, he's discussing whether or, you know, I don't even know how to say what he's not saying anything to me that would be offensive to the trans community outside of him making metaphorical statements, like when he compared the guy who attacked him, who said he had a gun, but when they pulled the trigger, a blade came out, and then he said it was basically a knife that, what did they say? It was a knife that identifies as a gun. You know what I mean? That was like a play on the trans community. You know, like you're a guy who identify as a woman. You know what I mean? So to me, that's not, I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Some people gonna say that's offensive. You know what I mean? To me, I don't really see it as it being as offensive as more as it is a play on the things that you say yourself. Like, you know, guys say that they identify as she. You know, so he's making fun of that way of thinking or identifying or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I think he did a great job. And then some people say, well, it wasn't punchy enough. Well, that's Dave, though. You know what I mean? I look at it like this. Dave does his comedy. At this point, Dave, here's something real. Most comedians can't do what Dave do. Period. Let's just be honest. Most comedians cannot. And here's the deal. You think I'm saying most comedians can't do what Dave do because they're not as good as Dave. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying most comedians can't do what Dave do because you wouldn't give them the opportunity to do what Dave do. Most comedians, you would not allow them to do a setup for that long without a punch. Not that they couldn't do it, you wouldn't give them the time to do it. Like you would, if you've been doing a setup for as long as Dave does a setup, you'll lose the audience. But the audience will stay with Dave because they know there's going to be a good punch at the end. Now, I understand it. He deserves that. He's been in the game long enough. He's been doing comedy long enough where you understand where he's going. So I get why you do it. But most comedians you don't give. Just like with Bill Burr. If I went on the stage and just ranted, you would get bored with it. And then it'd be, well, that's not really comedy. You just up there complaining. But if Bill Burr will do the same thing, you give him the opportunity because you know there's going to be a good punch at it. But Bill deserves that. Bill has been doing comedy for a long time. He deserves the respect for you to just hold tight and see where this thing is going. He deserves that. He absolutely deserves it. So when I say other comedians can't do, or other comedians can't do what they do, but it's not because they can't do it, it's because you won't allow them to do it. That's not an insult on neither one of the artists that I just mentioned. It's just a fact that they have put in enough work where you're familiar with their work that you'll accept them doing that. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. At the end of the day, I feel like the special was a good special. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't think it was one of his best specials. A part of me feel I have to go back and watch it again, but there are parts of it that I felt like it might have been a little rushed. It might have been, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how they shooting this one. You know what I'm saying? You have to ask Stan about that one. You know what I mean? I don't know how they shot that. Most of the time, you shoot a special, you shoot it multiple shows, and then you take the best clips from the show and you build the special out of it. But shout out to Chris Rock. Chris Rock went on stage and did his last special for Netflix live. That's it. Wasn't no second one, third one. That's it. You know what I mean? And so that's why some of his jokes you didn't get the response that you would have gotten on some of his other specials. Well, because his other specials, they were shooting 3 or 4 shows and then putting them together to make the one. So they take the best one, you know what I mean? But on this one, they didn't. It's live, you know what I mean? And so shout out to Chris for doing that, you know what I'm saying? The jokes that he have about the handicap, that Dave did about the handicaps, I thought that was funny. That was funny. And I do like how he was like, yeah, y'all can get some of these jokes too. That was good. Yeah, I think that's about it for me. That's about it. I think the jokes was good. He spent a lot of time talking about his past. Now the only joke that I'm gonna be honest with you, that I was like, I don't really know where he going with that one, is the one he did about what's that boy name? What's the rapper name? Transgender. Well, he ain't transgender, but
Titties at the top.
Who? Titties at the top. If y'all ain't seen that video, titties at the top, that is hilarious to me. Titties at the top and dick at the bottom.
It's called up front.
Up front. God. I ain't remember to edit this out. This is too stupid.
You don't.
No, it's gonna stay in. What's his name? The rapper. He's a good rapper though. He had the country song at first.
Lil Nas.
Lil Nas, that's it. Okay, there we go.
Got the devil dick in him.
The devil dick in him. There we go. Lil Nas. Devil dick. This is bad. Okay, so where he went with the Lil Nas X thing? Hold on, let me check the phone, man. Let me just keep.
That's John.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what he did with the Lil Nas X thing? I still thought it was funny. I didn't know where it was going though, but and then he kind of wrapped it up at the end. But I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I think it could have been, you know what I mean? Come on, Dave, come on. I think it could have been just a little, you know what I mean? But it was still good though, you know what I'm saying? Another thing you got to understand when about this stuff too, man. And I say this with everybody, even Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's another one. When people say they not funny or this and that, you got to understand something. Bro, these folks have put out monster hits. It is hard to keep coming back and producing hit after hit after hit, and every hit matches your top hits. You can't tell me damn near nobody doesn't did that. Michael Jackson, even he had hit after hit after hit, but toward the end of his life, let's just be honest now, some of them hits was a bit dated. You know what I mean? Same thing with Prince. Prince had hit after hit after hit, but toward the end, it just no. But he's still a great artist. You know what I'm saying? So when I say this special wasn't as good as some of his other specials, it still doesn't mean that this special isn't good. Special is good. You know what I mean? It's just, to me, it's just not as good as some of the other ones. And so, yeah, that's about it. But that whole Nas X thing, he was slid down the pole and sucked the devil's dick, and I was like, wow. Was that in the video? I don't know. I ain't never seen the video, but after he said, I was like, man, was that in the video? Was he doing that? But again, hey, listen, that's freedom of speech. You can absolutely go suck Satan's dick if you want to. You know what I mean? And so you gotta you gotta protect the right to go suck Satan's dick. You see what I'm saying? And so Dave is standing up for everybody's right. Freedom of speech, baby. You can you can do that. So, that's your thing. That's your thing, baby. So that's it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it out on that, man. I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there. I got to get back to work on some other stuff, man. So that's it, man. Black Box LOL. I'll see y'all back in the studio.